Record computer. Okay. So once again, good evening, guys. So I hope my voice is audible for everyone. Yes. Yes, perfect. Okay, to start with this is the bug 1 month bug bounty program what we have started, and this is for your kind information. Say today we have let few of the participants to join, participants who have not get your full name and profile picture. Fine. So please make sure that whenever you're joining, whenever you're using your Zoom account, you're going to set a profile picture for that, and you're joining with your full name, no nicknames, and no I've seen few names like some numbers and other things. Please don't use that. Use your full name and set a profile picture, a clear profile picture for your Zoom account, and you can mute yourself to avoid background noise. In case if you have any doubts, you can use the ping option in chat option of Zoom, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask your doubts. But please make sure that you are going to ask your doubts which is relevant to the topic and not anything which is ahead of what we are saying. Anything which is related to the current topic, yes, you are free to ask your doubts, and you can turn off your webcam. You don't have to turn on your webcam. And we have a Skype group created, so we have our sessions which is happening in Zoom here. Yes, so we have the Zoom session which is scheduled from 6:30 to 7:30. So this will happen in Zoom, and post this, after the session is over, we'll have a Skype group which is created. We'll send you the link. The link will be shared, and this Skype group is Skype group. We are not going to initiate any calls. We are not going to discuss anything here. This Skype group is only for chat, right? This is for chat, not to chat among yourself. Please avoid personal chats. This is to clear your doubts, and in case if you have any troubleshooting, you can discuss that here. So in case if you have any doubts, say if you have doubts with regards to choosing your target, you can choose this hashtag called doubt, and you can ask your doubt. Yes, and we have assigned volunteers, and these volunteers will reply back to your doubts. Yes, and in case if you need any help, means you have installed a software, an application, and if that is not working, or in case if you have trouble, getting some output or anything with regards to what we have seen during the session, you can use hashtag help and ask your desired troubleshooting help which you have asked for. Now again, one of our volunteers will contact you, will message you in Skype, and they'll ask you to share your screen, and they'll troubleshoot the error for you, right? And say example, we have a participant, say for example, we have Roshan here. Roshan here is a participant, and here there is one participant, say for example, his name is Arun, right? So Arun, he has asked a doubt here. He has asked a doubt for which the participant Roshan knows the answer for this doubt. And please don't respond to this message of Arun. Roshan, any participant is not allowed to respond to other participant messages. And please don't click to his profile and have a personal chat with him regarding the doubt or anything like that. And we had previous experiences with that. So in case if any participant complains that he or she is receiving a message discussing about anything, fine, technically, non-technically, then will be removed out of this Skype chat room. So please make sure that only designated volunteers are replying to the doubts and the help what is being asked. And this is also to avoid spamming of the Skype group. Please don't send good morning, good evening, good afternoon messages here. This is purely for clearing your doubts, and in case if you need any help, you can ask for this. And we have a specific timing for this. During this time, you can join the you can log into Skype and you can ask your doubts. In case if out of this timing, if you have any doubts, you can post to this group anytime you want. But during this timing of the scheduled timing for clearing your doubts, you'll probably get a reply back, or you'll get a help back from our volunteers. Yes. And okay, and class notes and videos, yes, obviously it will be shared in the drive, every day's class notes and videos. And okay, then also we have support classes. Support classes is just for your reference here, because I hope a few of you guys are comfortable, or you have knowledge of networking, you have knowledge of servers, you have knowledge of Linux operating system, you should have some knowledge about protocols, IP address, anything which is related to or which is going to help you with what we are going to discuss during this bug bounty. But others, in case if you're new to this and if you feel you're not able to follow any of those concepts, say for example, if I am speaking about IP address and port numbers, and you don't know, about IP address, but you are not sure about port numbers and what usage is that, we obviously have support class during Saturdays. And this support class is just for you guys to get comfortable with the topic, what is being discussed. So any topic which is relevant or which is related to bug hunting, yes, you can tell us, and we will schedule a support class for this, or we'll also schedule general support classes for this. In case if you want, we'll tell you the topic in advance. I'll tell, okay, this Saturday we are going to discuss about this particular topic, and in case if you're interested, you can join the support class and you can attend the support class to get or to refresh your knowledge regards to bug hunting, right? So let us start with today's session, today's introduction session. So we'll start with the basic terminologies for bug hunting. So first we'll start with this. What is bug hunting? And second, we'll see about difference between pen testing and bug hunting. Then third, we'll see about choosing target, how to choose your target for bug hunting. We'll see about bug hunting, specific bug hunting technical terminologies, which is needed for us. Then we'll go for lab setup. Then we'll go for choosing operating system. Then we'll go for bug report format. Then we'll go for process of bug hunting, where we'll discuss about the actual process of bug hunting. And finally, we'll go for targeting individual bugs. And when we go for targeting individual bugs, this is where we will see bugs about LFI, RFI, cross-site scripting, individual bugs, right? Before that, we have to be comfortable with all these things so that it helps you in understanding this. And I hope you guys should have got some knowledge of bug hunting, and you should have submitted a few bugs, or you might be totally new to this, but this is a professional format for learning bug hunting. And with this end of the 1 month session, probably you will be comfortable in hunting for bugs, or you'll have an idea of what path you will have to choose in bug hunting and to become a successful bug hunter. Yes. So to discuss about what is bug hunting, and here it starts with this. Bug hunting, it is a process where you identify vulnerabilities, or you can call it as vulnerabilities or weakness, or it can be a security flaw, or it can be a misconfiguration, and this can be with any of the infrastructure resources. When I say infrastructure, it means a lot. It is a combination of, or it is a collection of devices and entities, different resources here. Say for example, we have network. Yes, and this network, it has computers, This network has a firewall. This network has IDS, IPS. This network has a router. This network has a switch. So it can be flaw with any of this, or you can deal with servers. When you have more number of computers, probably you will have servers to be in place. You have a web server, which is much more common. We have a mail server, we have FTP server, and we have a lot of other servers. Or it can be with any of the web applications which is hosted in the servers, or it can also be with the websites which is hosted in these web servers. It can be anything, fine. Or it can be with individual devices, like say you have mobiles, you have tabs, you have things like that. And last, we have hardware. So all these comes under infrastructure. So the vulnerabilities or the weakness or the security flaw, misconfiguration, whatever you're going to identify, can be with any of this. But specifically here, the bug hunting syllabus, what we have devised is for website, and it goes for web application. For both, we'll be covering a lot about this. And so it is going to be on this, right? When I speak about mobile bug hunting, that is totally a different platform which speaks only about mobiles. The bugs are common. You have common bugs which you can find out in websites, which you can find out in web application. And when it comes to mobiles, yes, we also have common bugs. The names will be common, but the method how you hunt and the strategies what you are going to follow, it might be different. And you also have hardware bug hunting, which can be with embedded devices or with IoT devices or any sort of hardware devices that comes under hardware bug hunting. Yes. So what we are going to cover is website and web applications. And for this, you might be needing a basic level of coding. You don't have to code anything, but when you look at the code, when you look at a piece of code, I'm not speaking about 1,000 lines of code, and I'm not asking you to understand this. If I show you a single line of code, or if I show you 2 lines of simple code, probably in case if you're able to understand a basic HTML, basic PHP, that will be more than enough. And we are not going to write any code here, or we are not going to prepare any source code. We are going to use the code which is already present in a lot of sources here. Say for example GitHub. We are going to use these codes for hunting the bugs. Yes, so that is the bug hunting. It is a process where you try to identify the vulnerabilities, weakness, security flaws, or misconfiguration with any of the infrastructure resources here. And infrastructure, by infrastructure resources, I mean it can be with network, server, websites, web applications, mobiles, and hardwares. Yes, perfect. And what is the difference between pen testing and bug hunting? Pen testing and bug hunting, probably we'll see a look at the difference between this. Say for example, if you have, okay, we'll consider this is Shankar here, and imagine he is a pen tester. He is a pen tester. I'll tell you what his profile looks like, and I'll also tell you how pen testing and bug hunting, in what ways it is related and in what ways it is not related. Right? He is working as a pen tester. For what company? He is working as a pen tester for this company called xyz.com. Right? This company, he is an employee who is working for xyz.com. xyz.com is a security consulting firm which has different clients. Say they have CTS, they have Wipro, right? They have L&T. These are all the clients of xyz.com. And as clients of xyz.com, these companies offer auditing projects, security projects to xyz.com. And yes, like this Shankar here, we have a lot of pen testers who are working this. And xyz.com, what it is going to do is they're going to assign, okay, the first project as CTS, and they'll tell what they'll have to do. For CTS, they'll have to do, Shankar has to do website audit, and he also has to do web application audit, web applications audit. Now Shankar will have a clear picture of the do's and don'ts, right? Do's and don'ts. He will have a clear picture of which web servers he has to work, and what time he needs to work, right? And what kind of testing he needs to perform. Say probably he might have like 60 test cases. During pen testing, we call these as test cases. So he'll be having some 60 test cases which he has to run and which he has to check the output. Right? He has to check, okay, for this particular test, this was the output, and for this particular test, this is the output. And finally, he will come up with the score. Right? This is the score which is going to come up, and this you call it as a risk assessment score. Risk assessment score, or in case if he is not coming up with a score, he can come up with a report. A report, and this is vulnerability assessment report. So he'll come up with a report stating that I have found these many vulnerabilities. If it's a risk assessment score, based on the output what he has got, he's going to finally he's going to say, okay, this website scores 3.8 out of 5 of the total 5. The website is secure till 3.8, and that is a risk assessment score for CTS website audit. He can come up with this, or he can come up with a vulnerability report of the list of vulnerabilities which is present, and along with what countermeasures can be done, right? So this is Shankar as a pen tester. So as Shankar as a pen tester, it is xyz.com who is going to assign a list of projects which he is going to work and the clients with which he is going to work. Right? These clients will be mentioned or will be assigned by xyz.com to Shankar, and he has to work with that, and he has to be familiar with all these test cases. And sometimes immediately they might come up with a new project where he also needs to test the hardware, right? Or sometimes he also needs to perform a server based audit. Fine. A lot of things based on his skill set, Shankar's skill set, the company is going to assign a lot of things. And for every report or risk assessment score or this vulnerability report, the ultimate output of this is going to be a bug. He is going to identify a bug, or he is going to do bug hunting, but not on his own, but for this company called xyz.com. And for every bug which he finds, is he going to get acknowledgement from CTS? No. All he is going to get is salary from a fixed salary from xyz.com. So that is going to be his bounty, or a fixed salary what he's going to get. Right? Now coming back here, when you consider again, we consider Shankar when he is a bug hunter. When he is a bug hunter, what he does, he chooses his area of interest. His area of interest might be anything which is of his interest or which is of his strength. He might be a programmer, he might be a non-programmer. So in case if he is a non-programmer, he might go for servers, right? And specifically he is working, he has a lot of knowledge with SQL servers, and he has a lot of knowledge with Apache servers, right? And he also got knowledge of cloud-based architectures, right? He is a non-programmer here. Now what he does, based on this, now he is going to update his skill set of bug hunting, which is relevant to his area of interest, and he is going to go for platforms. There are different platforms, bug hunting platforms, which he can choose, and from these platforms, he is going to choose his clients on his own, X, Y, Z, anything. He can choose any client, right? And he is not going to have a specific test case like this. Based on his interest, he can hunt for SQL bugs in X. He can hunt for cloud-based vulnerabilities or bugs in Y. He can choose and he can work based on his interest. And the one problem with bug hunting is he might submit a lot of reports. He is going to submit a lot of reports to X and to Y and to Z, but he is not sure when he is going to get a reply. When he goes through bug bounty platforms, yes, probably he might get a reply back. But apart from that, he is not going to get a fixed reply from any of the devices here. Just 1 minute. Okay. Great. Fine. And the bounty what he is going to get paid depends on the level of severity of the bug what he has submitted. Fine. If it is a high severe bug, probably he will have paid some 300 USDs, or if it is a very low level bug, he may have paid 1000 USDs here. So in case if he is taking bug hunting as his profession, he needs to work very hard to make his earnings to be stable and not to go level beyond. And yes, sometimes it may take time. It is not that today you submit the bug report and tomorrow you get the reply and day after tomorrow you get paid. No, it might take say 1 week, it might take 1 month, it might take 2 months. That totally depends on the client, right? To whom you have submitted the bugs. And this is the main difference between bug hunting and pen testing. Now, when you ask me what similarities do we have, the similarities comes with the way of working or the strategies with which you are going to hunt for the bug, right? Here, you call it as test cases. Here, you can call it as, different methods of bypassing or testing your resources here, right? And in this place where he is conducting 60 test cases, he might also, Shankar as a bug hunter, he might also do 60 different types of bug hunting on his target here, and he might come up with this. So this working test cases or how we are going to hunt a specific bug on a specific entity like this is going to be the same for pen testing and for bug hunting. So the process is going to be the same. So you can call it as bug hunting, or in pen testing, you can call it as we are going to learn about website and web application pen testing, right? So both operational way, yes, both are going to be related, but the way how you are going to report and how you are going to get rewarded, it might get varied. Yes. So with this skill set, in case if you say I wanted to go work as a web application pen tester, yes, you can for sure go. Most of the pen testers will have bug hunting as their hobby, because what they are doing for a specific company, in case if they do it during their free time, leisure time, yes, they are going to get paid more, and their working professional designation might be pen tester, and their hobby it might be bug hunting. Yes, having said this, we'll move on to the next one, that is choosing the target. So when it comes to choosing target, we have different ways of choosing target. So let us go here. We'll go for choosing target. Here we can go for the first option. It is through a bug hunting platform, bug hunting platforms, or you can go for individual websites, or you can go for random websites. And we can choose your target. Anyways, we are going to choose a target. You all will be choosing a target, and choosing this target can be from any of these three options. When we go for bug hunting platforms, say we'll go for Bugcrowd, you can go for HackerOne, you can go for Integrity, and you can go for this. In case if you're going for individual websites, probably we'll use Google to find websites. And when you choose random websites, just like you choose your college website or any small website to start with. And usually beginners go for this choosing random websites. Why? Because they first need to see the bug, they first need to identify the bug, and then comes getting a reply. So I'll tell you about the basics of these bug hunting platforms and why you will have to go for bug hunting platforms like this. So when it comes to bug hunting platforms, we'll go for this. Bug hunting platforms. So we have bug hunting platforms, like say for example, we have Bugcrowd. Now you might be wondering why we need to go for this. One reason is because, or why we'll first see why companies come to Bugcrowd. We have xyz.com. xyz.com is a company, and this company has a security team. They have a security team. Say, for example, they have a security head, and say below him we have around like 20 people. This is the security team of xyz.com. Now, what is the job profile of all these 20 people? These 20 people have to make sure that the resources of xyz.com is safe, it is up to date, or there is no vulnerabilities, or there is no bug with their existing website or their servers, or even with their mobile applications, their apps. They'll have to make sure, they'll have to confirm, they'll have to conduct regular test or audit for their resources like this, and they'll have to make sure all these resources are safe. But again, what happens, this company is spending around, say for example, they're spending 2 crores per year, 2 crores per year on their security team for conducting tests like this. But even if they spend 2 crores per year for their salary, for the resources, what is being used for the softwares and everything, what's happening here? Sometimes there exists a bug in their website, and someone from outside who doesn't belong to the company, they have reported this bug. And if they have reported this bug, then obviously xyz.com is going to ask a question to the security team, what were you doing, right? You didn't identify this bug. So what happens is xyz.com, they, instead of removing the entire security team, they can have a security team. Probably they'll cut the whole team into half. Say they'll have, instead of using 20 resources, they'll have 10 resources, they'll keep it minimum. And what they'll do, they'll outsource the projects, not to another company here, but they can run programs in websites like this called Bugcrowd. This is like Naukri, which is going to integrate companies and bug hunters who are freelancers. So Bugcrowd is a website which is going to relate companies and bug hunters, by running programs. So what happens is xyz.com can run a program in Bugcrowd, and they'll say, we need our website to be tested. And they can be very specific with that. They'll say, yes, we only need xyz.com to be tested, and please don't test.xyz.com. This is our testing domain. So they'll say which to test and which domain not to test. And just like pen testing projects, they'll also give you what do's and don'ts, what you'll have to do, what you don't have to do, how you will have to submit a bug, and what is the format of that. They'll give you each and everything, right? When you run programs like this, why xyz.com is choosing a platform like Bugcrowd? Because Bugcrowd has, say for example, they have 1 lakh bug hunters across the globe who are registered with them. And whenever a new program like this gets launched in Bugcrowd, what they'll do, it is not a 20-member team or a 10-member team working on the website. It is going to be a lot of people who are going to join this program. Join the program in the sense they are going to see the program and they are going to start working on their own from remote places. We have so many people working on their own, and in case if they find bugs, they are going to report all these bugs, not directly, but through Bugcrowd, right? Through Bugcrowd, they are going to report, and xyz.com is happy. Why? Because based on the severity of the bug, say for they can pay 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000. They'll also tell you how much payout you're going to get based on the level of the severity of the bug, what you have submitted. And they are not going to spend more than 30 lakhs per year for different sort of bugs which has been identified by different resources of people working globally with different talents. Fine. So the company has reduced its cost, and they have also identified new vulnerabilities, new security issues, and they start patching one by one. Yes. So this is one benefit for xyz.com. So from a company's point of view, yes, that is why they go for bug hunting platforms like Bugcrowd. Now, as a bug hunter, I can hunt for bugs individually, and I can report directly to websites. Fine, I can report directly to xyz.com. But why do I go for Bugcrowd? Say, as I told you earlier, In case if you report directly to xyz.com, right? You are an independent bug hunter. You have found a bug with xyz.com. Now you have submitted a bug to xyz.com. Say today you have submitted 1 to February 1st you have submitted, and this is a high severe bug, right? It's a critical bug with high severity, and xyz.com, they didn't reply back to you, right? In case if they're not replying back to you, you cannot argue with them that I've sent you a bug report, why didn't you reply? It wholly depends on the company. It is okay that you have sent them a report, it's actually a high severity bug, perfectly fine, but xyz.com doesn't find it mandatory to reply you back. They might reply you back after 3 months. They might patch the bug immediately the next day. Say tomorrow they will patch the bug, right? But it is not mandatory for them to reply you back, at least with a thank you or acknowledgement note, nothing. So you are not sure because you have spent some time as a bug hunter. I told you, if this is your full-time profession, you won't be in a position to you will work hard with your timing, spending a lot of time with this single target here and finding a high severity bug, and you have submitted to them. Why? Because in hope that you will get a good bounty in return, right? This is what you are waiting for because you are a full-time professional bug hunter. But when this company is not replying, they have patched this, obviously you will get pissed off. When you don't want this to happen, so per month you have worked for different clients like this. This company didn't ask you to work, but you have found this company, just like how people go find bugs in Facebook. They wantedly go find bugs in Facebook, Google, Apple, and they report it to them, and they expect a reply. Yes, like that you have spent time. You have spent time for 1 month. Spending time for 10 different clients like xyz.com, and nobody replied back to you. And all the bugs which you have reported is a high severity bug. In that case, what will be your reaction? Probably you have wasted 1 whole month hunting for valuable bugs without getting any reply. In that case, yes, bug hunters like this, they choose bug hunting platforms like Bugcrowd, HackerOne. Why? Because in case if you have submitted a bug like this, today, and Bugcrowd would have forwarded that to xyz.com. In case if xyz.com is not replying you back, probably Bugcrowd will pitch in asking for a reply, because they are running a program here, and in case if they are not replying back to all the bug reports, Bugcrowd might lose all its users. So they will pitch in asking for, so they will act as an intermediary platform, and for sure you will get replies. And any company who has posted a program in Bugcrowd in websites like this, they will for sure reply you back. They would have given you a replying back time before which they'll reply you back. And in case if it is patched, probably the bounty, yes, it will also be shared within a definite time frame. So when you hunt for bugs, you're sure that you're going to get a reply back. That is where you go for bug hunting platforms like this, like Bugcrowd. Fine. So from a company's point of view and from a bug hunter's point of view, this is why we go for bug hunting platforms. And as a beginner, one big problem with choosing your target from bug hunting platforms like this is you will have it's going to be a big competition for you, because you might be competing with a lot of people there, and the bug which you have identified today, probably they should have submitted like last week. And as a beginner, you might find it very tough, or you might feel this is going to be difficult competing with all these guys who are in this domain for a longer period of time. So as a beginner, what we can do is, first we need to learn about these bugs, and we need to identify these bugs in real-time websites. And those websites, it can be a smaller website, or it can be a very simple website which is already weak. And if you start hunting for bugs like that, then later when you're comfortable with that bug, then you can go for platforms like this where you can hunt for the same bugs there. Yes, you have any doubts till now, you can unmute and you can ask. your doubts now. I hope I've given the option to unmute. Or in case if you have any doubts, you can ping me in the chat box about what we have seen till now. No doubts? We'll proceed. Great. Okay. So that is with bug hunting platforms. So we'll see in detail about bug hunting platforms. We'll choose a specific target from this, and I'll after we target individual bugs. We'll choose a target from Bugcrowd and or HackerOne, and I'll say how you can proceed with that. What methodologies you'll have to use and how we'll have to proceed. Right now, coming for individual websites. Individual websites is where we can use Google to find website. So how we can use Google to find website? We go here and we go to Google and say, for example, you wanted to search for IT companies. Say we'll give IT companies in India. Right? IT companies in India. And when you give IT companies in India, you get a list of companies here. You can choose companies like this. But again, you will not be very sure whether this company is going to reply you back. Yes, because you will be spending some time, you'll be hunting for bugs, you'll be submitting the bug report, but you're not sure whether this company is going to reply you back. So for that, we'll choose companies which have responsible disclosure programs. Choose companies which have responsible disclosure program. Right. So now what is a responsible disclosure program? Responsible disclosure program is where we have few companies who are not interested with bug hunting platforms like Bugcrowd or something like that. Say again, we'll go for xyz.com. This xyz.com is a company who is not interested with hosting their program in Bugcrowd, right? Not in Bugcrowd, not in HackerOne. They don't want to get hosted here. Instead, what they do is they have home, they have about us, they have contact us, and here they can run their own program called responsible disclosure program, right? And in this responsible disclosure program, whenever any site is running here, they'll say, in case if you have found any bug in our website, right, in our website, then you can email all your findings to this particular email address. And again, they should have given how many business working days it will take. They'll say, we'll take 3 business working days to reply you back. And they'll also say if they are offering bounty, that is cash, or if they offer swag, or if they are going to add you in their Hall of Fame, whatever it is. They'll explain in detail about all these things. They'll have their own do's and don'ts. Instead of hosting this in Bugcrowd, they have hosted in their own website. So now any website like this, any website like xyz.com, which has a responsible disclosure program hosted for them or in their website, when you submit a bug report to them, for sure you're going to get a reply back. So when we hunt for individual websites, the first criteria is choosing websites which have responsible disclosure program in their own website. Right? So to find out which websites have responsible disclosure program, I'm going to use a keyword now, which I'll be explaining it later. I'll give it as in URL and I'll say responsible disclosure program. Right? I'll say in URL responsible disclosure program. The meaning of this Google Doc, it's a keyword for in Google. We'll see that in detail when we go for information gathering or enumeration. So as of now, I'm going to search with this keyword, enter. And we have, okay, we'll go for this Aquasec Trust Security. Okay, is so this particular website here, aquasec.com, they have a responsible disclosure program. And say when you read this, it says Aquasec Security is committed in maintaining security of the products. is in current part of his effort. If you have discovered a potential security vulnerability or a bug within any of this, please email it to our security team. They have given the email address here. Yes, and report a vulnerability, report sent to this. Perfect. And they are asking you to include the URL, IP address, description of the vulnerability. This is a bug report format which we will be discussing. And important to mention, before the bug is being patched, please, you should not disclose it to anyone. Say today you have submitted a report 01 February 1st, you have reported a bug, and immediately don't go to Facebook and Twitter or LinkedIn and post something like this. I have found a bug with xyz.com and it is authentication bypass in their website URL like this. Don't post anything like this. Why? Because the company will get pissed off. So after you have submitted, after the company has acknowledged, and once if they say it is patched, means they are rectified the bug what you have submitted, then you can post it. Because once if it is patched, even if someone is trying, then probably the bug will not work. So we should not post it before without any confirmation from the client. And what are the things to avoid, what things to avoid. You cannot conduct a DOS attack, or don't bring down the server, don't delete anything from the server, which is again going to piss off the client. And rewards, probably they'll say, okay, minimum reward is 20 USD, and they have not given the time which they'll reply you back. I don't think so. They should have mentioned it somewhere here. We'll respond to all the messages between 2 working days or 3 working days. Right? They should have given that as well. So we should go for sites like this. If you go for sites like this, apart from bug hunting platforms, if you choose websites like this, then the probability of you getting a reply will be very high. So in responsible disclosure program, and when I say responsible disclosure program, we have recommended countries. You can go for European websites, because most of the European websites will have this. You can go for Netherlands websites, or you can go for UK websites, which have a lot of responsible disclosure program. And yes, most of the government websites as well have a responsible disclosure program. Say for in India, if you consider, okay, Indian, okay, we'll use the same keyword here in URL responsible disclosure, and let me say site gov.in, then okay, I think it is nic.in. Okay, we have our own vulnerability disclosure program, Indian government. You'll have ncipc.gov.in, where this is for any government website. So few countries will have websites like this, which is a consolidated site which is taking care of the entire country. So in case if you come across any vulnerability with government websites which is belonging to India, probably you can use this. You can report it to this particular email address. Europe has this, UK has this. Most of the countries have a reporting portal like this. So in case if it is anywhere related to the government, you can choose websites like this and you can report. And why am I saying European, Netherlands, and UK websites? Because they consider vulnerability disclosure program or responsible disclosure program very seriously, and they are very committed to keeping their websites secure. So when you go here, we just again use this responsible disclosure program site. We go for NL. I'm giving Netherlands website, so I'm giving site NL. So when you go for this, you'll get all Netherlands websites, esf.nl, vacompany.nl, uo.nl. You have a lot of websites from here. You can also go for European websites, which gives a lot of programs like this. So when you're choosing individual websites from with the help of Google, The second option is to go for this. So the first option is this. You can go for bug hunting platforms. Second option is when you choose individual websites, you can choose websites which have or companies which run responsible disclosure program and recommended on these websites. Fine. And random websites is where we perform a random search in any of the search engines and find vulnerabilities with random websites. We are not going to choose the website. We are going to see how we are going to hunt for bugs, and you might use any of the search engine. We can use Google, you can use Shodan, you can use any search engine to find which websites are vulnerable. So it is not choosing a website and finding a bug. It is like how to find a bug. We'll first understand that. Then we'll search for random websites, which makes the process very easy. And this is just for beginners. Why? Because you will get comfortable with the bug. You will get comfortable with the process of bug hunting as well. So once if you're comfortable with finding out the bug, once if you're comfortable with drafting a bug report, then you'll find it very easy when you go for targeted search like this, individual websites and bug hunting platforms. Yes, and after this we have bug hunting technical terminologies. So in bug hunting technical terminologies, we'll go for this. First, we'll see about this, because in a lot of websites you will have this in scope and out of scope. In scope, out of scope, you have private programs and public programs. You will have these keywords called rewards. You will have points only, and you might also have Hall of Fame. Sometimes you might get only letter of appreciation, and you'll have focus areas and exclusions, and we'll also see about CWE, we'll see about CVE, we'll look at CVSS, we'll also look at PRP. Yes, so basic things which we'll be looking at, say, in scope and out of scope. In scope and out of scope is where when we go for .com. Bugcrowd.com will go for programs, and when you choose programs here, see here you have a lot of programs here, a lot of companies. These are the programs run by different companies here. They have hosted this, and we have a lot of things here. So before choosing this, first we'll scroll up and let us see here. We have a reward, we have vulnerable disclosure, we have charity, we have joinable. So what do you mean by reward? In case if at all you are starting with Bugcrowd, if you are choosing your target from Bugcrowd and you want to avoid competition, you can choose reward. Right? No, you can go for charity first. We'll go for charity. Why does it say charity? Because in case if you find any bug from these two websites, you're not going to get anything. Means you're not going to get paid anything. So obviously anyone who is getting registered with Bugcrowd, who has the aim for getting bounties with cash, they'll not choose reward. I mean, like, they'll not choose charity. Why? Because you're not going to get anything. So the traffic is almost going to be less, the competition is going to be less, and if the competition is less, probably you can use this as websites for your testing, not for that testing, but you can see if you can hunt bugs from this. Right? So when you go for this, you'll have in scope targets. In scope targets, you will also have out of scope targets. In case if we have something like in scope targets, that is what you'll have to choose. And if there is something like out of scope targets, you should never choose that, because the company says please don't choose targets from this. I'll show you a small example here. You go for this. Okay, we'll go for this. Let us see if they have in scope targets. Okay, let's choose some other target here. Okay, web.com. I hope they have. Okay, when it is this site, it has in scope targets. In scope targets is where you have web.com, you have register.com, you have networksolutions.com, you have uk.web.com. So it is not only web.com, you can choose any of this as your target. Yes, and this is for website testing, great. Now when it comes to out of scope targets, apart from this, anything, in case if you choose any of the subdomains, say they've given you an asterisk mark here which says anything which is apart from register.com. It can be sales.register.com, it can be it.register.com, that you should never choose, right? Websites will clearly give you what you'll have to choose and what you don't have to choose. So here clearly web.com says you'll have to choose out of these four. You can choose any of these as your target, and in case if you find any bug, you can submit it as a bug, fine. And you also have, okay, focus areas. I'll tell you what focus area is, what important other things we have, what private program and what public programs we have. We will see that in the next session. So as of now, we have just covered the basics of what is bug hunting, difference between pen testing and this, how to choose a target, and we are here in bug hunting technical terminologies where we have discussed about in scope and out of scope. So later we will discuss about the private programs, and you'll also discuss about duplicates, what duplicates are and how does it affect the process of bug hunting. We'll discuss about that as well, right? I hope I'm not going very fast. I'm going very slow, and hope you are able to follow me. In case if you want me to go slow, obviously we'll go very slow. In case if you have any difficulties in following, please watch the session videos again. And again, if you have any doubts, you can come to the Skype group and clear your doubts. And today you will be getting a link to join the Skype group. Please make use of the Skype group professionally. Okay. Don't misuse the Skype group. Don't spam the group with a lot of forwarded messages or something like that. In case if I ask you to share any screenshot, you can share your screenshot there. And yes, it is very obvious we all are going to submit bugs. Each and every one of you will submit bugs. And in case if anyone is not submitting bugs, because I'm going to give you a very easy task, and I'll show you how to draft a bug report and how to submit that. You're getting a reply or not, that is the next part, but we'll at least make sure that you have made an effort to submit a bug during the first week of our class. When we have started with information gathering and enumeration, probably we'll start submitting initial bugs and we'll see how it goes. Yes, so we'll meet in tomorrow's session. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.